Every single time I stumble across a video on YouTube or a clip on Reddit of MrSavageM and Mongraal, I am just absolutely mind blown. How can these two kids at such a young age be so gifted and talented? And not just in a mechanical way. Yes, their aiming and building is some of the best in the world, but it's not just their mechanical skill that makes them amazing. There's so many young players out there who are incredible at aiming and building. But what separates MrSavageM and Mongraal from those guys is their overall understanding of the game and knowing how to create plays out of nothing, being able to use limited resources in such hard positions and still coming out on top almost every single time. And now real quick, speaking of young talent, I do have a potential 1v1 lined up between Skeptic and Slappy, who have crazy drama and beef. There's so much history between the two of them, and we might be able to have a 1v1 to settle it for once and all to see who the best player actually is. I know you guys seen my drama video of them that has over 2 million views now. If this video gets 30k likes, I will do my best to bring you guys that 1v1, so smash the like button. But now getting back into it, MrSavageM and Mongraal are so damn good, they are able to make amazing plays when their backs are against the wall. And they do it in such amazing ways that are unimaginable. And for example, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, let's roll one clip from each player, starting off with Mongraal.
Need to go up. Need to go up. Last guy. Yep, you can reload your quad and shoot him down. Let's go!
Bro, you don't call it fucking good for nothing! Are you serious? Now do me a favor guys, go back in the video, watch that clip again, and pay attention to everything, every little detail. You'll notice throughout the entire thing, he's basically low on resources, no mats, low on healing, shields, all of it. And on top of that, the entire time he's being chased by the storm and has to hit perfect edits in order to not get caught in it. And this is a prime example of what I'm talking about. These two players, they know what to do in almost every single situation in order to come out on top. It truly is amazing, and this next clip coming up from MrSavageM is also truly amazing. Let's roll it.
Destroyed. Audio, by the way. Absolutely f***ing destroyed, dude.
Tell me guys, have you ever seen a clip of somebody being so creative and unique? Of course, MrSavageM's reflexes and timing and mechanics, it's all so good. But the way he does it is what makes him better than everybody else. I mean seriously, how many times have you ever seen someone move so creatively and use the stink bomb so effectively? That guy had absolutely no idea what was going on, and he also had the jump on him, which again is another thing I am talking about here. We all know there's been audio issues in Fortnite recently. I think it's been getting a little bit better, but there was a rough patch there where the audio was just so bad it was completely off. You couldn't track where anybody was. And MrSavageM was a victim of that. He got caught out. That guy dropped right on him. He hit the first shot, got Savage low, but MrSavageM with literally zero hesitation finds a way to completely outplay him in such an incredible way. So basically in the first 4 minutes of this video, I wanted to set a precedent that Mongraal and MrSavageM are basically in a league of their own. At least least when it comes to super young talent. Because of course, there's other amazing players out there like Bizzle and Mitro who perform in almost every single event they ever compete in. Saf and Zayt, they've been on fire recently. Those guys are all considered some of the best in the world. But this video isn't about that. It's about MrSavageM and Mongraal, the future of the game, who I believe both have the potential to be the best players ever. And that leads me to the question of who is better, MrSavageM or Mongraal? It's a hard question, and for some people it may be easy to answer, but for someone like me, it's really hard. There's so many amazing things about both of them, and they've even had their run-ins in scrims and pop-up tournaments, and I wouldn't exactly say there's beef between the two, but I would definitely say that there is a rivalry brewing between them. Let's go ahead and take a look at two recent examples where MrSavageM killed Mongraal, and then when Mongraal killed MrSavageM. Roll it.
There you go.
I just got sniped.
Wow.
Why?
That tower.
It's not fucking third zone yet, and people are fucking shooting. Like, why? Why is Savage shooting? It's not third zone. What the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is Savage and Benji doing?
Ridiculous, man. This is fucking ridiculous.
Try and launch it if you can.
Oh, I'm not. I'm 12 HP. I'll die.
I'm playing solo.
Oh my. Game fucking.
Hey Mongraal, you're a great player, dude. You're just better than us. It's simple. Nice, dude. Everyone is gonna say, "Oh my God, Mongraal, kill MrSavageM. Oh my God, he's throwing minigun and RPG and throw dynamite. Oh my God, you're so good. Oh my God, Mongraal."
I remember there was even a point in time where a lot of us thought that Mongraal and MrSavageM were eventually going to duo up. They were both the two rising talents in the game. Everyone was talking about them. MrSavageM was looking for a team. We thought it might have been secret, but now because they're on opposite teams and the World Cup is right ahead, both of them have been practicing extremely hard and they've been running into each other a lot. And I do think this is creating a rivalry and potentially going to start beef between them during the World Cup. Of course, it'll probably be just light banter and some fun trash talk, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely down for some light trash talk and banter between MrSavageM and Mongraal. They're both incredible players, and we know they're going to be going head to head in the World Cup to see who is the better player, and I'm sure they both think they're better than each other right now. They're young and confident, and I love it. But none of this really answers who's better, MrSavageM or Mongraal. As I said, they've both gotten the best of each other multiple times recently, so there's no way to tell from that. So I went ahead and I took a look at their recent performances in tournaments over the past few months. Let's go ahead and start off with MrSavageM's duo tournaments this month from the Scallywag Cup and the Gauntlet. One thing to keep in mind, he did duo with Benji, his official World Cup partner, in both of these tournaments. In the Scallywag Cup, he got 18th, and then in the Gauntlet, they got 11th. Overall, a 14.5 average performance. Moving on to Mongraal, his duo partner over the past two events, the Scallywag Cup and the Gauntlet, was Dementos, which is not his World Cup partner. He is partnered up with Mitro from Team Atlantis. Overall, though, taking a look at his performance in the Scallywag tournament, they got 38th, and then in the Gauntlet, they got 5th. Overall, an average placement of 21.5, which is worse than MrSavageM's, but he also had a better overall placement than any of them, with 5th in the Gauntlet. So it's still kind of really close. MrSavageM may be a little bit more consistent, while Mongraal performed a little bit better in one of the tournaments. Moving on, now let's take a look at the solo performances from these players, starting off with MrSavageM. Most recently in the Blackheart Cup, he got 41st place. Then moving on to February, he played in a tournament called Kohler Cup, which was a customs tournament with a lot of really good professional players from Europe competing. He got 2nd place overall in that. Really good. And then lastly, going back a little bit to the end of 2018, we have the Winter Royale European qualifiers where he got 2nd place overall. Not too bad. MrSavageM in solo tournaments recently has an average placement of 15. Now let's take a look at Mongraal's solo performances, starting off with the Share the Love European Cup, which I mentioned for MrSavageM was a really good customs tournament with a lot of good professional players. He also placed 1st here and narrowly edged out MrSavageM, who remember got 2nd place here. And then moving on to the final tournament, the Winter Royale European qualifiers, Mongraal got 82nd overall. And this gives Mongraal a total average placement of 28. So MrSavageM once again has better average placements, but also again, Mongraal has the better overall performances. So we're still in a sticky situation where we don't know who is better, at least from my perspective. I know a lot of you guys might have your minds made up already, but for me, it's really hard to make my mind up. I do feel like MrSavageM might be slightly better, so I decided to reach out to his duo partner Benji to ask him a few questions about what it's like playing with MrSavageM and why he thinks he is so good. The first question I asked was, from your perspective, how good is MrSavageM? Benji answered by saying, I think MrSavageM is probably the best player in all of Europe. He is both skilled mechanically and as an in-game leader. Now this answer actually hit me really hard because it's true, MrSavageM's leading abilities is really good. We even seen a glimpse of it in the clip earlier where Mongraal clutched out. He was duoed with MrSavageM in that game, and MrSavageM was calling for him and telling him what to do. And near the end of the clip, he basically called the game-winning play when he told Mongraal to use his quad launcher to knock the guy down. Of course, Mongraal makes good calls as well, but I don't see him leading to the extent that MrSavageM does, so I definitely have to give a point to MrSavageM in that regard. Then I straight up asked Benji, is MrSavageM better than Mongraal? And he responded by saying, it's really hard to say who is better because I don't play with Mongraal too much in scrims, so I don't really know how much he calls. However though, mechanically, I think Savage and Mongraal are the same, and you can't really put one over the other. I completely agree with Benji here. I think Mongraal and MrSavageM are both just absolutely incredible when it comes to mechanics. So moving on to the third question, I kind of wanted to put myself in Benji's shoes and see what it's like playing as the official duo of MrSavageM. Benji responded by saying, it's really nice being his duo. Having someone who can call for you as well as being a god and can support you during fights is absolutely crazy and amazing. It's really hard to find a duo who can do stuff like that all the time. So after talking with Benji, it really does sound like MrSavageM is the absolutely whole package. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get in contact with Mitro to see what it was like playing with Mongraal, but I'm sure Mongraal is an amazing teammate as well. But hearing Benji say all of these awesome things about MrSavageM really makes me feel like he is the best player in the world right now. So at the end of the day, I think I would give the slight edge to MrSavageM going in the World Cup. I also think Benji is an amazing player too, but then again, Mitro and Mongraal sounds like one of the scariest duos I've ever heard of in my life. So I don't know who's going to be better in the World Cup, guys. I'm cheering for both of them, and I'm definitely cheering for an awesome rivalry and some beef between the two. I would love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Be sure to tell me who is better, MrSavageM or Mongraal. And of course, do not forget to drop a like on this video, guys. If we do get to 30k, I'm going to try my absolute damnness to get the 1v1 between Skeptic and Slappy going. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you did make it this far, you're an absolute legend. Type in the comments #legend so I know you made it to the end of the video, and I'll be hearting and replying to as many of those comments as I can. Again, thank you so much, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.